like you to hit the like button at the beginning, because every time you hit the like button, you are letting YouTube know that what you are seeing and hearing is edifying for you, so it can be shared with others. That's why hitting the like button is so important. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to the channel.
It had to happen. Your title was so powerful. When I read the name of your ministry, it had to happen.
Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day, everyone. We're here live today with the girl, Erica Wilson, that it had to happen for our Thriving Tuesdays. And tonight's topic is suffer at the hands of another, domestic violence. However, I think my guest got a little bit of shy on us tonight. However, I'm just going to go over really quick a couple of the statistics concerning domestic violence and different types of domestic violence, hoping that she'll tap in really soon. But if not, please do keep her in prayer. She is a young woman with 2 kids. And my God, I really, truly wanted her story to be heard. However, things happen. So today's message is it's crucial to raise awareness about this issue and provide support about this issue and provide support to those who are suffering at the hands of another. Remember, nobody deserves to be mistreated or abused. If you are someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, please seek help immediately. There are many resources available, including hotlines, shelters, and support groups, guys. Let's come together and create a safer and more supportive environment for all. But let me tell you something. This is happening at an all-time high. When I began to read these statistics and see all of the things that's been happening, the different types that may go overlooked at times, let me just dive into one of them according to the DVCC. First one says intimate partner violence. That's between you and your partner, right? And the statistic says that approximately 12 million Americans are victims of rape, physical violence, or stalking by intimate partner annually. Whoa. This equates to about 24 per minute. Oh, God. Also, intimate partner violence is very common in 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men are victim to some form of physical violence by intimate partner in their lifetime. Oh, let's go to the next one. Intimate partner violence is most common among women between the ages of 18 and 34. Very, very disturbing, but It is what it is. However, we definitely need to come together as a community and help our people. So much is going on in our today's society, just a whole lot, right? Welcome in, everyone. Also, I definitely was a victim. Whoa, I definitely was a victim of domestic violence. Yes, Rika, I'm telling you, it's happening at an all-time high. And I didn't know that there were so many different forms of it, right? And I hope that I'm able to get through it. And I hope our guest taps in really soon. If not, I just still want to share these statistics, but I'm so sorry that happened to you, my sister. I'm so very sorry. And it says, too, also, most female victims of intimate partner violence were previously victimized by the same offender. Whew. On the average, it takes a victim of abuse about 7 attempts before they finally leave their abuser. Unfortunately, the violence often escalates after each attempt. Whoa. Rika says, the system fail is when we cry out for help. And that's the scariest thing, Rika. That is very, very scary. And then, God forbid, something happened, then it's, oh, we failed and nothing is done. Nothing is done about it. The women or the men is suffering at the hands of others. We find it far too often that this is happening. And Shani says, and it is not easy to just leave. Ask me how I know. I hear that a lot, Shani. I really hear that a lot. And if you're able to tap in, I would love for you ladies to come in the room. I could send you guys a link, and I would love for you ladies to come in the room and maybe share a little piece of it, because there's so much of this. And when I saw this young lady and I'm looking at her, she looks like a little baby. And then I saw one of her videos where the guy was really being, oh God, it was just horrible. And I didn't want to show it here today because it did have his picture, and I didn't want to take that chance. So I can send you guys a link. I could go to commercial really quick and send you guys a link to come on in and talk about this, because this is very, very disheartening, and it's very alarming too. Also, Rika says, the system failed us when we cry out for help. Yep, that is so true. Yes, ma'am. Okay, guys, we're going to go to commercial. I have a couple of commercials, and then we'll come back shortly. Darlene, great evening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. I mean, this topic here, I hope I can get through it, because my God, after reading these statistics, I literally just pulled it up right before I got on the show, and it literally blew my ever-loving mind. So please do hold on one second, guys. Hey guys, hey. I'm really trying to get some guests in, because my guests, I guess, got kind of shy on me. And I do have 2 young ladies who just were saying they were victims, and I really want to get through this show and these statistics, because they're very, very alarming, guys, very alarming, guys. So if you know of anyone that have been a victim or was actually the abuser, please do have them to tap in right now. We're going to go to another commercial really, really quick, guys.
You gotta crawl before you walk. My journey started right here, cutting hair in backyards with a crate and some old clippers. De ahí crecimos. From the crate to the mobile barbershop to the players' lounge, I've learned a lot through all of this. Most important is to focus on giving back to my family and my neighborhood. We have to support each other if you want to survive. I started with nothing, but I fight hard and I keep pushing. I'm proud to be a barber in Miami, Florida, the greatest city on earth. We've come a long way, and that fire's still burning. I am a fighter, and this is my fighting spirit.
Congratulations,
Whew. We're back, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in here tonight. Suffered at the hands of another domestic violence. We were supposed to have a beautiful young woman in. However, I think she got a little shy or, a little timid. However, these things that we're going to share with here tonight, I hope that you can share with someone else, because the statistics that I'm looking at right now is, again, like I said, very, very alarming, very disheartening, but it is happening amongst right up under our noses. It's happening. And we had Shawnee she said that it's not that easy to leave, and we hear that far too often. A lot of people have they have kids with the person, or they're just really, really afraid to leave, right? So now we're going to jump into, we talked about the intimate partner violence, and that was the domestic violence part of it. But on an average, it says it takes a victim about 7 attempts before they actually leave. God bless her soul. Oh my God. I had a young lady on the show a couple of years ago, and she was telling us about her abuse, and her abuse was so bad. And she did end up staying, but the abuse was so bad to where when she had, after the attacks, she actually had to go to a whole nother city to be seen, because the person who was abusing her was somebody big in the city. Not good, right? But let me go ahead and bring in Shawnee really quick, guys. Oh my God. Hey, Shawnee, how are you?
Hey.
You're back here again. Did you send it to Rika?
Listen, hold on, let me send it to her as well.
Yeah, I was reading here the different kinds, but I don't want to move to the next until we finish talking about the intimate partner violence here. I tried to find her number, but I didn't.
Okay, I just sent it. I just sent it to her.
Okay.
I had to go snatch the scarf off and throw a twist or two. I said, let me hurry up. So y'all excuse my appearance.
That's what Alan means. That's what Alan means when he said, when you stay ready, you
listen. I was in here doing some stuff. This won't it, but hey, I'm ready.
My God, you said that it's not that easy to leave.
It's not. Just to and I've written this in a book before. I have 2 books that I wrote about the domestic abuse that I went through. And, verbal abuse is just as bad as somebody putting their hands on you. And I didn't know my name, like literally for a long time. It was more of a, calling me B's and MFers and some more stuff. And it was never my name. My hey. So yeah, is that the verbal abuse is just as bad. And then when you go into the hands-on, the physical abuse, when you have both and go through it for 20-something years is a long time.
Wait.
Yeah. I was young. I was very young when I met him, and I was 17, and I thought that, my grandmother used to always tell me, as long as they take care of the house, it's okay. That's the old mindset. That's not what happens nowadays. But I really didn't tell her about the abusive part. She didn't know about that part, but I know she could tell that I was sad or that something was going on, because she, forewarned me, like, I don't think that's the right person for you. Should have listened. But no, I want to be grown. And I was like, no, but I love him. And Then I didn't want to have multiple baby daddies. I just wanted to have the one baby daddy. And, and it was told, you got kids, ain't nobody else ain't gonna want you. And then I really thought that was for real. Because I didn't go places, and you have to remember, I went straight from my grandmother's house to a house with this man. So I didn't know a whole lot of that, stuff. I mean, I was sheltered, if you want to say it that way. And and those things that was happening, I felt embarrassed to tell somebody what was happening outside of the house. I didn't want them to be you know, talking about me and not trying to really help me because I just was embarrassed. I just would stay, what goes in the house stayed in the house. And that was my first bully incident. Okay. Because that's a bully.
Wow. So Rika, hearing what Miss Shawnee just shared, I saw you in the background shaking your head like, yeah, me too. And Shawnee was saying, first of all, hers started with verbal.
Yeah, Shawnee knew a little bit about my story. I'm currently kind of still dealing and healing with certain stuff from my ex. Like right now, my girls are in the middle of an ugly custody battle. Because when they know, first of all, they're narcissists, and then when they know what means so much to you doesn't mean that much to them, then they try to use your children as a pawn against you. So, like she said before, all my girls, they were with him. I hid behind a mask. I hid from my family what I was dealing with. I wanted that happy family picture. With I didn't want nobody to know because they knew I was outspoken and mouthy. I didn't want nobody to know that I was dealing with domestic violence.
Yep.
My girls saw things that they wasn't supposed to see. With the mental and physical abuse, things that we don't think that our kids remember. Now they're in therapy. They tell me stuff. I mean, they were little, but they can remember the things that I never thought that they heard or they saw. They told me that, like Morgan revealed to me last night that she had been scared out her sleep plenty of times. So I'm thinking they're in the bed sleeping, but they hear. She said she had cried herself to sleep sometimes, listening to us arguing and fighting, and I'm thinking that I'm covering up, but I'm now healing the pieces of me and them.
Oh my God. And just to see here, even Darlene said, I was told that as well. No one wants a woman with kids.
Yep.
And this is what
That's what they tell you when they think about us want you.
Yeah.
exactly. It's almost like a scare tactic, a fear tactic, right?
But
However,
but I'm married with 4 kids.
I know that's right.
Hello. So you proved them to be wrong, okay?
Yeah.
But
Right.
this is what I'm saying. This is why we have to stop allowing people to speak over us. I'm very careful with that. Even if, we was in girlfriend talk and you both say, girl, you crazy. I'm going to tell you both, there's nothing crazy about me because the tongue is powerful. And we got to believe in those things that people start speaking into us. For one, I'm already down. You understand what I'm saying? Why knock me while I'm down? If I'm dealing with something like this, we're going to stick with the verbal first.
Yeah.
If I'm dealing with something like this, you have to know. If you know me, you have to know that is something, that keeping me there, one, and then something that you should be. I think people that surround you and attached to you should always speak life into you.
Yeah.
Not using fear tactics because guess what? I'm already living at home in fear.
But when you're in that mental abuse, you're running, you're hiding, you're running from the ones that love you because in your mind, a woman with the man going through that, you're already victimized through with him. You don't, your family is there. We just don't want first of all, you're hiding from your family.
Yes.
And you're running from the love from your family because you don't got so used to that, like you said, the power of the tongue, them speaking that over you. They not want you ugly, and you start to feel that about yourself. Your self-worth go down, your self-confidence, you lose respect in yourself.
So we're hearing this from our family members. They're the ones that's saying this.
No,
not
No.
Your family can still be there.
Okay.
But when that person from the domestic violence, when the person you're with pours all that into your energy, you start to believe it in your mind because you hear it so much.
Yeah.
Your family's right there. My mom and them didn't know nothing I was going through.
Nope. Yep.
So let me ask you a question. Like, okay, when you had family time, right? When it was time to go around family, is it a certain time where you were with family and then one of the incidents, starting with you, Shawnee, first, was there a time like an incident took place and you was around family and you kind of had to like, okay, guys, we'll see you guys later, like to shut it down per se, or to try and hide it?
No, because he wouldn't really do it around my family. He would wait until we were by ourselves. It wasn't around the family. And I can remember one incident leaving a family reunion. And he said something about I was looking at somebody or something. I was like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about. And he just went off in the car. And he like, whatever he was drinking, he threw it on me. And I was just like, I so wish I could have just opened up the car door and just jumped out. But of course, I wasn't about to do that. But I was just like, what are you talking about? It will always be, I'm looking at somebody or somebody was looking at me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? But that was because he had an issue with always not being genuine and always cheating. He had a cheating spirit. So in order for him to feel okay with what he was doing, he had to put it on me. That's what they do. They're doing something, but he never would do it like around my family. He would wait till we were alone. But he would do it when the kids were in the house, like arguing stuff. But again, like Sharika said, it would be, I remember plenty of times my kids would try to jump in the middle and they were in another room and you would think that they were, sleeping or whatever. But every closed eye ain't sleep.
That's right. You best believe that. Whoa. So what about you, Rika? Have there ever been a time where you guys were around family and you kind of had to like, okay, well, we need to like shut this down or we need to go or try to hide it from them while you guys were there?
He had a flip side to him. He'd go around my family like he was just the perfectest guy, the best daddy in the world. He had a flip side. And then he'll even post us on social media like we were the happiest family in the world, but behind closed door it was the opposite. Mm-hmm. People can paint the perfect picture, but you never know what people could be living a nightmare behind closed doors.
Yep. Jesus. So now we're talking about kids involved, right? Rika, you said your kids heard it. Morgan just told you on last night, like, there was plenty of nights she woke up. However, what about Shawnee's situation where she said the kids would try to get involved? Because this is what I find happens too. The kids get involved and then now mom and dad is back together.
And that was the worst.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And then the thing about if you had boys.
Yeah, we got girls.
See? You see? Yep. Not that the girls are not going to protect their moms, but the boys are not really going to stand for that, know? But knowing that, one, your kids, you thought you were keeping it away from them, Rika. And then in your case, Shawnee, your kids was exposed to this. Mm-hmm. So now, how is it that their confrontation would de-escalate? How would it stop?
I'm trying to think because it was one thing I was going to say to you. During that time, I thought I was doing the right thing by keeping the family together. But as the kids got older, as my girls got older, I found out it was the worst thing I could have ever done. Because they picked up that trait. Mm-hmm. They picked up that trait that it was okay for that to happen to them. I know two of them. Two of my girls have been through, domestic situations, but and I know that's because they saw and heard and felt like it was okay. So. I really wish that I was brave enough to leave sooner. I wish I was brave enough to, because I did eventually leave, but it was 20 something years later. And that's because I always wanted what I didn't have. I had my grandparents, don't get me wrong, my grandmother and my grandfather, but I didn't have my mom and dad, so I wanted that husband, wife, picket fence, dog, the house, whoop, the whoop, the whoop. I wanted all of that. I wanted those things because I wanted those things for my kids because I know how I felt to not have my mom and dad around constantly. So it's a lot that goes into that. And, if anybody is listening to this, like if you're going through anything, I tell you now, the best thing to do is to go and talk to somebody, get help. Like, go and get therapy, like ASAP, because you'll start peeling back to see where those things originated from, and then you're able to work on those things, the things that you are unhealthy, things that you're holding on to, or unhealthy situations that you're staying in, or unhealthy things that you're tolerating. If you just go and really be honest with a therapist and let them pull back the things, like unpeel the onion,
Yeah.
or you're gonna cry and it's gonna hurt, but you'll start seeing where that stuff originated from. Because we're carrying some heavy loads that's not unloaded. And then we're unloading on others, and we're bleeding over into others that they shouldn't have to have this blood on them, meaning our children, friends, family, or whomever.
What are you gonna have to say, Rika? Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, like me, I when I first started my heal, when I was obedient to God and he told me to step out, I was scared because I had got so dependent off a man.
Okay.
So I had moved into my house, and I just was obedient to God, and He just gave me everything freshly. It was like a fresh start over for me.
Wow.
Once I was obedient to God, but when I first started healing myself, like she said with the therapy and stuff, I lost 65 pounds in the beginning, but I was determined to heal because I didn't want those generational curses on my girl's life. Because, like Shante said, kids, I didn't want them to pick up those traits. And my children were so young.
Yeah.
They were little. Morgan wasn't. So, when Morgan got the bullying and stuff, that was like all of that hit me all at one time. Like I had just left him. And then a month later, my baby was bullied at school. So it was like, I had lost 65 pounds. And I was like, Lord, I don't understand right now, but you're going to give me clarity of why I'm going through all this. So I began to heal myself. And when I went back to my inner childhood wounds,
See?
I went and healed because my mom was a teenage single mom. So she raised me by herself. So I had to heal from those wounds with them. So I just went on. That journey was worth it, at the end, because the reward after me leaving domestic violence, it's so many young girls out here who feel like that it's okay for a man to call you out your name, to mistreat you, to slap you around. But I know that now, the healed version of me, that that's not how we're supposed to be loved. My husband treats me properly, and loves me like I gotta have a different glow from back then. But at the same time, I'm still working on pieces of me because I can tell sometimes, like, I can get in my own way, like, Lordy, like, it shows me certain triggers and stuff like that I'm still healing from. Like, I'm like, that's me. Like, I got to get myself together because I'm so used to how he was. I'm still healing from the lies, the mental abuse. Because sometimes I find myself sabotaging because
Yeah.
I was used to that voice in my head. I used to, at one point, I didn't feel pretty. I didn't care how I looked there. I didn't put clothes on. And my mom felt it because when I stayed in my apartment with her, my mom would never go home. It's like she almost moved in. She kept
Wow.
sleeping over. She would always come over there and help. It's like my mama was never, and I think it irritated him. He's like, you always calling your mama. Your mama always over here. Or you an ugly bee. Don't matter want you all you want to do is have babies. All you good for is having babies. Don't matter want you when the 4 kids, or he was cheating. Every time I turn around, women had so much respect for me because they saw the type of mother I was. They would send me screenshots of him in different women inboxes after inboxes. Like he was just like totally disrespectful. I was saying apartment duplex. He was having the women in my neighborhood. People would
Oh,
come and sharing with me. Like he would but he'll come around just for to make me feel low so that he could do what he wanted to do.
wow. Rika. See, oh my God. This is what I'm saying don't get talked about. You
No.
see, this do not get talked about because guess what? We don't want to look bad.
Yeah.
However, we don't even know that it is preparing us.
Yeah.
Because look what you said. You had to go through that, and now you have the white picket fence, the marriage, and all of that, right?
And I
And
have a
it's
husband
in
that
this.
love God.
See, because it's in the uncomfortable places where God is doing. Not saying that I condone any of this. You understand?
Right.
It's just in that uncomfortable places where God is doing some of the best work. And it's and hear me what I say. we should never tell anybody how long they have to heal.
Mm-mm.
Or they
No,
should be over something. Because
no.
like Shantae said, when you go to you peel in that onion and you go to peel back those layers, you know how many layers of onion have, right?
Yes.
And you going to peel back those layers, you're not only seeing you seeing your mom,
Yeah.
you see your grandmother, you seeing her mother. So it's just so many layers to it. And a lot what's not happening too is a lot of healthy, hard conversations are not happening.
No.
Because what's back in their days, it was said what? You stay with
Stays
your husband no
Yep.
matter what.
no matter what.
You see? But the thing is, like you said, now I have my own children. Now I have to wonder what's going to happen with them because you said it, Shantae. You said two of your girls was young, but they still understood. I had a best friend who her dad made her and her siblings sit down like they were watching TV and he beat her mom to death. Okay. So when she became an adult, guess what happened? She thought the abuse was love.
Yeah.
And it kept happening over and over. And here I am, I'm revving up because, that's my girl. I don't care you male or female. But at the end of the day, I had to say, okay, Erica, hold on now, because I remember one of the times it happened and they were back together the next day, and now I'm in the middle. So it makes the people that's on the outside, when you care, they're gonna be 10 toes down about you. So I think that's why a lot of times the women don't tell because they don't want anybody else to get involved, right?
I think I was more ashamed to show my family that I was that weak at the moment. I felt weak. So I felt like I was a more so ashamed to share with my family that I allowed. When they think of you so much on a different level that you don't even see in yourself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think I was so more ashamed that my family, for my mom and them to know that I was that weak to allow anybody to treat me that way.
But you know
And
what?
that's true.
That's a trick of the enemy, though, to make you think, or shame. Yeah,
Mhm.
shame, right? And that's the trick of the enemy. That's how he wants us to feel like ashamed. Because guess what? A closed mouth can't get fed, right? So if I can instill this fear into you where I know you're going to keep your mouth closed, however, on this other side, I know what God has for me, but I can't get over there because I'm still over here with fear, battling with fear. And this, you got to understand, a lot of times when people, the abusers, they have been abused.
Yeah, I found that
So
out too.
yep, that's when you go to again peeling back the layers because a lot of times we get into ships and we don't really do our homework on who people really are. Because they come dressed up how we like them. They make us feel good at some point or another, right? And we don't do our homework because it's like, oh, I really like him. I
And then
really
I
like her.
and then I found out later on that my ex, his mother was
See?
a victim of domestic violence, so he grew up in his household.
Whoa. So this is why conversations like this need to be had. Because at the end of the day, the young woman who was supposed to be on here tonight, she's a young girl with 2 kids, and she had to go into a shelter. But
I know the fella.
But here's the thing, though. My question would be, family don't want to step in, or family probably have stepped in so much till they
They
say,
tired.
That,
oh,
or she might not have told anybody.
Yeah, like I said, my family
we
didn't know
had
nothing.
to tell. It's all over
No.
social media.
Oh well, if well, see, in my day, it wasn't no social media, so
Yeah.
Maybe her family done got involved before.
yeah,
It had to
and
be
they
something like
tired.
that. I mean, they tired, and she probably run back every time because they call you because they already got control of your mind. They feel like they do. They
Oh,
already feel like they already learn you anyway to how to treat you. They learn you like a book, so they already
Mhm.
know your ins and out, what to do to get you back and make you feel
Yep.
better to do it again. They
And
learn
see,
you.
and that other thing that I think Rika was saying, I was always even as a young girl, I was always the go-to person in my family. I've always been that person.
me.
So I'm the person that they would feel like I had this wand that I did not have. But I had to step up at a very young age and have this, I can fix everything. I have the answer to it. Oh, I can figure it out. I can call somebody. I can do this. I can do it. I had to learn those things very quickly, and everyone would come to me at a young age, and even still to this day. But so I didn't want to feel like I was a person that they looked up to, but I was a person that was really wounded inside and wounded behind closed doors. I was embarrassed to tell them because, one, I knew that I had a couple of family members that I know didn't play about me. So I didn't want that on my conscience. Two, I always had male friends, and my male friends did not and still don't play about me. So I knew what kind of lifestyle some of them live. So I was also afraid to tell it, so there was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of things that were in play that I just didn't know what to do. So I just held it. I held it, and I held it as long as I could until I finally one day, like Rika said, I was scared. Boy, I was scared. But I got my first apartment. I didn't take nothing from that house but me and my kids' clothes. That house was fully furnished, and we had lived in it for years. I told you, 20-something years. But I left, and I made sure that my kids had, and I didn't even have a bed, but they had a bed, and I slept on that floor and cried. But when I tell you, it was so much peace.
Yeah.
Miss Shawnee, no wonder why we stayed so connected. I'm telling you, it was nobody but God from the beginning. Our stories, everything just always was connected.
But see, that's how God works.
He aligned me with Shawnee for a reason from the beginning.
Yeah,
it's deeper than that bullying situation. It was deeper.
And that's the thing. That's how he aligned the people. Because he want us, for one, there should be a healthy community.
Yeah.
A safe place that us women could go to and we can have open dialogue. And confidentiality is there. What happens? Look at there. But the thing is, though, I was going to say, there go that thing again. What happens there stays there. But in that case, oh my gosh, hot flash. In that case, when you're talking about these kind of things, you can't go out and tell anybody. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's in some real serious, a serious situation where they just really need to get out. However, where are the seasoned women that have gone through this, or not just this? Any of this, getting together with the younger women and hearing them, because a lot of times our teens or even our young adults, they're not being heard. They're just being judged, and it's almost as though when you do tell some things, because we're going to jump into the next one that I'm looking here that literally blew my mind as well. But when we tell some things, we're being looked at like, oh, what did you do to deserve that? You see, or I don't believe you because he's a nice guy. She's a nice girl. He treats you good. She treats you good in my presence. So are you really telling the truth? That's hard. That's a hard place to be.
I don't think my mama ever felt that way. With my family, they always told me that they felt something. I think the family can feel it a little bit. Yeah, my mom and them always told me, and my grandma and them, they always told me they felt something off about him.
Oh, and see, we be thinking, listen,
we be thinking we be hiding.
Sure.
But you do not be hiding. You don't be hiding.
Be hiding. We be thinking we be knowing. That's just like God. God says, okay, you think you big and bad. I'm gonna let you go ahead. I'm gonna let you double and dab in it, and then once you tire, you'll be back, But oh God, let's go to this next one because this one says sexual assault and rape. Now you're in these relationships with these men. A lot of women, no is no. I don't care if it's your husband. No is still no. You know what I'm saying? Watch this though. 1 in 5 women and 1 in 59 men in the United States is a victim of rape. And men?
Yeah, a lot of men had that though.
Wait, 1 in 5, y'all, women. But 1 in 5. Okay, so it's a bigger in women. Okay, so almost half a female, which is 46.7%, And male 44.9% victims of rape in the United States were raped by an acquaintance, often referred to as date rape. Of these, 45.4% of female rape victims and 29% of male rape victims were raped by an intimate partner. Now, here it is. You know this man is whatever, being physically or verbally abusive to you. And I'm sure there were times where he wanted intimacy. Was there ever a time where you felt like, oh, God, like if I don't do it, my life is on the line?
I didn't feel like my life was on the line, but I felt like we was going to be arguing, and I didn't feel like it. So I just like the heck with it, you know, and, you know, so it was a little different with that part. I didn't feel like he was going to hurt me like that, but I sure didn't feel like arguing and cussing and fussing and moving furniture. I don't want to do all that.
But you never felt like your life was on the line. You just didn't want to do the arguing.
Right.
Okay. How about you, Rika?
He never, I felt like my mindset back then, I felt like, maybe if I gave him my body that it would stop him from cheating and mistreating me, but he never forced me to. So I thought it would make him change by being intimate with him, but it never did. He still did the same thing.
Jesus. Let's jump into that, because that's another thing we do as women. We settle. And when I mean is settle is like you just said, if I do it, maybe he won't do it. But if it's in somebody, it's just in somebody, right?
Yep.
And back in, my mom days and her mom days, if the man cheat, you still don't leave your husband.
Yeah.
You still stick and stay. Now, if you don't know, that's a different thing. But when you have people that's around sending you stuff, showing you what's really happening, you catching whatever is going on,
and that's still
how is that mentally for you? Looking at this person, knowing that you have to lay beside him every single night, or some nights knowing that he just came from with the other woman. No, is that?
That's the magic. That's the magic question and answer.
Yes, it is.
Just those that were reported. My experience, I wish I hadn't back then.
Like I said, a lot of us women settle, but I felt like with me, I felt like first of all, I paid on all. We don't even understand how much sex you got. Somebody else spirit on you. All them different spirits, all them different people. So then I just felt like I was, keeping my kids there, to keeping my family together. So I settled, and I just allowed him just to do it over and over again, hoping one day it would change. And it never did. He just kept doing the same thing until I got tired of it. And at the end, I just started cheating back. I started doing me.
Wait.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I remember at the end, he had caught. It was during the pandemic. It was COVID, and he had caught COVID, and I had just had this newborn baby, and I had just told him you have to wear a mask, and he was being so nasty. I ain't gotta wear a mask. I don't get that mess, that mess in the air. And I just remember him catching COVID, honey. And I said, bingo. I left him in the room. I packed the kids' bag. I dropped them off with my mom. Because my mama was funny about my kids. She didn't let everybody keep my little girls. I said, I'm keep these kids. I'm coming back. He was like, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to stay at my friend's house. I'm coming back. I was booed up in the hotel room while he had COVID.
Bingo.
Wait, I'm telling you something. I'm just laughing so hard because the thing is, Rika, my assistant just sent me something in TikTok the other day, right? Yesterday, matter of fact, it was so funny that how God, when she sent me something, and the girl, she just was tired of her old man cheating. So she was like, okay, well, I'm a cheat too. So he goes and busts out the windows of the hotel, and he just calling her, but she got him block, 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 block. And the thing about it is, it's so funny though, because the thing about it is, a lot of times that's what we do. We think by getting this something else, we're doing the get back. But
Yeah, and you still don't feel no better.
Right. A lot of times, again, like you just said, our spirits is being open to so many different people. And I said it here a couple of times on the show too, those soul ties, right? If we go out in the street and we like, girl, I know you from somewhere. Or he be like, I know you. Chances are we don't slept with the same person. That's so into us, and it's crazy. And just to hear my girl say, that's just those were reported, but my experience, I wish I hadn't back then. However, the things that we experience, and I know people may look at us like we're crazy, it was for a purpose. So now you're both here, can shed light to so many others, because I'm gonna blow your minds really quick. I was the abuser. I didn't take the mess from my kid's father. And I'm gonna tell you, not just my kid's father. I thank God for change. I thank God for deliverance. And I won't say that I'm all the way delivered, because I see sometimes that it still rise back up in me. You know, that Dade County girl is still there.
I can't see that in you though. I can't.
It's because, you know, again, when you pull back those layers, and then when you suffer, like it says here, you suffered at the hands of another. When you didn't have control. So now I'm a big girl, I got control. You're not gonna treat me like this, you know. But I'm saying that lightly because that was the only way I could have got healed, is by admitting. However, it was a trigger. Not saying I was right from doing what I did, not condoning anything that I did, but it was a certain way you grab me. If you grab me that way till this day, you'll get that reaction probably out of me. But certain ways he was grabbing. If I tell you, let me just calm down, we could talk later. Let me just calm down, please. You know, don't try to force me, because again, you going back to what transpired. Not saying, and this is what I'm telling you, like, people just think that you're supposed to get up, get over it, and move on from these things.
You're always going to have those triggers, though. You're always going to have things that will trigger you. Because I had to, you know, I even going into when I was in my second marriage, I tried to be as honest as I possibly could about certain things. Like, I don't even play calling me out my name. Let's not, don't ever do that. Don't do this right here because this. And it's not that I was bringing things over. It was just letting him know, like, these are things that are my triggers. And, not everybody's going to understand that either. But the honesty about it is that you should let people know. And if they are the right ones and the ones that you're supposed to be with, then they're going to understand. If they're not, then so be it. Learn that too. But you're always going to have those. It may not be as sensitive once you have healed enough and kind of move forward, but you're still going to have those triggers. Yeah. I wanted to give this number, if anybody's listening. The text number, the national text number is 88788. You can text if you are in a domestic 88788.
It's crazy because.
And that's the text number, but the 800 number is 800-799. Okay.
800-799.
7233. But anyone can text from that number, that 88788 number, if you're in a situation. And there's a lot of, I learned more about how to reach out for help and how to do all those other things as far as they shelters and domestic violence places that they will kind of, put you in hiding and things like that and move you away and all kinds of. I learned that more when I became the executive director of Parents Against Bullying, but I didn't know about that back then because people really didn't talk about that. Just like they didn't talk about bullying. That wasn't a thing. Now it's like commercials and stickers and billboards and this and that, but it was not back then. And I think it's just a change of changing from our culture, that now we speak more about it and more people are speaking up about it and being brave enough to talk about it. And I work very closely with the Commonwealth Attorney here, and to see a lot of those domestic violence things that happens is disheartening. And I just thank God that it didn't end that way for me and my kids. I mean, the things that we went through, yes, it hurt. Yes, it was, a scar that we'll always carry, and, things happen to them as well. But thank God we're still here. Thank God that it didn't happen as bad as I see some others that don't have their lives anymore, or, or just so many different things. So just like I said, if you need that help, please reach out for the help.
Y'all want to know something funny? Because I was just praying. Because this week has been a really rough week for me. A lot of triggers and stuff like that. But this is my first time ever sharing my story publicly. I never shared that. So people probably, if I share this on my timeline, they will be shocked, because I have never told anybody about my domestic. My husband know about a lot of stuff, but nobody I have never shared my story. But I told God that this season I was going to be obedient. So what the devil has, I've been under attack heavily because he wants me to shut my mouth. Because I have a lot of testimonies that can help women. I've been through domestic violence. I've been through it all. So, being a single mom was a single mom. I've been through it all, and I know that my story, like, even had postpartum depression, suicidal. So there's a lot of things I have been through, not just bullying with Morgan, that it's time for me to do the work of the Lord and share my stories, because I know that I could touch and can get through to a lot of young women. But this is my first time ever sharing my story.
And look how God worked. Both of you came on. My guest didn't show, and both of you came on. You just jumped right into action. See, that's what's needed. We see the commercials, we see the billboards, we see all of that, but do we see the work? Do we see the results? You see what I'm saying? Because, say for instance, if one was going through it, like the young lady who was supposed to be here tonight, ended up in the shelter with 2 kids, right? What happens if she decides to go back? Will she be able to ever enter another shelter?
I think she probably will, but
she can.
She will. Okay.
She can. And I want to go back to what you said, Rika, because I wrote a little bit of my story in 3 books, but if you don't read books, you wouldn't have known. So I didn't talk about this publicly, right? Wow. They always say if you want to hide something, hide it and put it in a book, because they ain't gonna pick it up and read it.
But you know what?
I wasn't hiding it. It was in public, but they ain't read it.
And not only that, it's not that they're not ready; it's that it's in God's timing.
Right.
You see,
I said they didn't read it.
Right. But that's what I'm telling you. Listen to what I'm saying. Because the thing is, you done wrote the book. People will get the book. By chance, did you get the book, Rika?
I have one. I have both y'all. I have one of her books she gave me, and Morgan one.
Did you receive the one that I sent you?
I just got it.
Perfect. But you see people have the book. And not only that, when you write your stuff in your books, right? And people that's living with you or around you on a daily basis, not even knowing that half of the stuff that you went through, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, and I've learned this. I wanted them to know, but I was always, she having another temper tantrum. She spoiled. She doing this again. Not knowing that it was me crying out, right?
For help. Yep.
Exactly. So when you begin to put these things in the book, and I said, you know what? That's where It Had to Happen podcast come from my book. But at the end of the day, it's like when you begin to get up here and speak about your things, look how people in the comment, someone that I didn't even know that she dealt with that. Even Miss Darlene came in and said something as well. It's when you begin to speak out and you share your testimony, you share your story, and people see where you are now, that's when the ones come out and say, you know what? That happened to me.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, and I know that to be true, because I'm just go back to the way that you were found out about me. right? I was on a book tour telling about not only Parents Against Bullying, but my story. I was beginning to talk about my story. And that's when I found out that I was diagnosed with head and neck cancer. And that's when they told me that I probably wasn't going to speak anymore. That's when all that happened, when I was on the tour. Like, y'all, it's wild how the enemy really do try to shut your mouth. Like almost 13 hours surgery, and they said I wasn't going to be talking, and I'm talking. I mean, it took me down. It really did. And it, I still, I tell you all the time, Ms. Erica, about how I suffer from some of the things, but I'm telling you, he really do try. He attack you hard. And it's been a week for me too, Rika. So I understand. And it's because it's bigger things to come. Yeah. And the enemy don't want to see us doing God's work. And we don't have that time to even be giving him the day and time, but we're gonna keep on going. But it get hard. But we gotta keep pushing. So
And what else I wanted to say to Miss Erica, even when she was speaking about the girl in the shelter, God keep bringing to my attention for the share, is not that that people want to go back to the person who abused them, but when you cry out for help, like to the police and stuff like that, because I can speak from experience from me. Like me, when I first left him, I had to go get protective orders. Some of them don't go by that. Like Adam can tell you a time that he don't climb up my balcony in my apartment and choke me out my sleep. It's been times where I done ran and tried to get help from the police and the court systems, and they failed a lot of women. So that's why a lot of women end up going back. Like until I got married, my life was made a living hell with me and my girls.
Jesus. And see too, it says too, this is another one, stalking.
Yes, I'm experiencing that now. So if it wasn't for my husband, I probably would have lost my mind. So I can tell you that you can go to the system all day long. They put E1-800 numbers, but when are y'all going to actually step up and keep these women safe?
You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what I was just saying. You have the numbers, you have the hotlines, you have the other people, and it's only going to take for someone. Oh, Jesus, thank you, Holy Spirit. It's only going to take for someone who have been through it.
Yeah.
That's going to help you get through it.
Mm-hmm.
But Ms. Darlene said something too here. Let me go back to her comment, because she did say this, and you may have some that don't. Sometimes the younger generation don't want to hear the older what the older people have to say at times. Sometimes. But we have to still try it, because we're gonna catch one or two, maybe 3, 4. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna say that. I think a lot of people like you said. I don't think that it's not that they want to hear it, because I was young going through it. I'm young, but it's just the point that we're ashamed. Who wants to? Nobody wants to cry and to tell you that we're actually physically letting somebody mental and physically abuse you.
Right. Exactly.
It's embarrassing. You already feel like crap. Then you want your family like, you letting that boy do that to you? You can't fight back. He's a man. You know how much strength a man have over us?
But then too, let's even talk about, we don't talk about this though. We're going to jump into this, and it's not even on here. The Holy Spirit just gave that to me. We're talking about domestic violence in our partners. What about domestic violence in our home? When I say domestic violence, I'm talking about verbal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I heard worse.
Hello, somebody.
I'd rather for you to beat me than speak.
Oh, I used to say that, Rika. That used to be, because guess why? You can hit me and I can heal. Yep. But when you say something mean to me, it can cut so. And remember the saying, "Sticks and stones may break."
And I say it all the time. What I say? Yes, the biggest tale ever.
Who made
I don't know who made that up. Because the words stick with you. They stay.
Yeah.
Them stones, them scratches heal up. Yeah. Them words cut you deep.
I'm just now feeling pretty again. I can finally look at myself in the mirror and tell you that I feel beautiful, but I didn't years ago.
Well, honey, that's because you are beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't know. It happens. That happens. That happens. Yeah. You said it was times where you didn't even want to get up and put on any clothes because, hello, I'm going through all of this. But when we're talking about inside of the home where a sibling or your mom or dad, whoever it may be saying some mean things to you too.
Yeah.
Also,
Yep.
domestic violence.
Yeah.
A lot of times parents talk at their children and not with their children.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, all we have to do nowadays, I'm telling you, social media is so huge now. You look at some of these posts with these young women, and I literally saw this young girl, and I tried to get her on the show, and I hope she accepted the invitation. She showed she had the camera on her mom, and when I say she was every name but the child of God, oh yes, mom was going in. Mom's told her to get the F out, and I guess she had been telling, and nobody was believing, but now. Phones do everything now. Everybody walk around with a phone, ready to record, right? And just to see that baby being broken like that, because guess why? It's coming from the very person who brought her into this world.
Yeah.
So guess what's going to happen now? She's going to go out there and just accept anything because guess why? Oh, my mom.
Your mom, because your parents supposed to pour that love into you. If you can't get love from your parents, who can you get it from?
There you go.
I'm gonna tell you, I was so broken that I know I used to use some crazy harsh words. I know I started learning how to cuss like a sailor.
Me too.
I mean,
I'm
because
still
I
trying to talk to
came
people.
right. I came straight from the Christian house of prayer from my grandmama to my grandmama never cussed and went to this man and I started making up words. I was the best cusser ever. And I know I use it at my kids, and I always tell them, y'all have to forgive me because I was going through. I'm sorry. That's all I can say. I mean, I'm just being honest, but I didn't grow up with no cussing and fussing in the household. But then, baby,
Yeah, that's how I do.
I am doing so much better. I mean, I'm 70% there. I still a cuss every now and then. I mean, I had to slip, and I'd be like, Lord forgive me. But that was the conversation that he was having with me. So that was like a normal thing, but that's not how I was raised. And that's not who I was, and I didn't like it.
Wow.
But I know for a fact that it bled over to my children.
I was going to ask this question to you both because I know you guys suffered at the hands of others. Now God has blessed you with someone else. So now I'm in this new relationship. I done went through hell and high waters in this old relationship. Am I taking some things out on this man that I'm with now?
I'm gonna let you go because my story a little different. Lord, I think I started sweating and my little locks start rolling up. Woo! Where's the headband?
Lord of mercy.
In the beginning, yeah. In the beginning, I'm a type person. I had to build my trust back into my husband, but he's so, I don't know. I think Gemini's got so much patience.
Come on.
Who have much patience?
Gemini. My husband.
And
they take a lot. He learned me like a book anyway. So, but I think he knew what certain stuff that triggered me, what to say and what not to say, because I had shared my story with him.
See?
And when we first started dating, he was different. I knew he was my husband. He was different. He wasn't after my body. He took me out, treated me like how a man's supposed to treat a woman.
Right.
And he took it slow with me, too slow. I'm like, where I get him from? He too patient. But he was different. But me, I certain things with I still had my little snappy days, like because I had always got so used to being the victim.
Yeah.
Being the victim.
That's good.
I always got used to being the victim. I always cut my guard up. So when somebody have patience enough to love you the correct way, it was different. So it was like it was different. Because
so did you think that you didn't deserve it?
In the beginning, yeah. I kept saying this is too good to be true. Wow. Where he come from? It was too good to be true in the beginning. Right. I was like, oh no. But then once I started to love me, I started to love me and pour into me all over again. and find myself, then I was like, yes, I deserve this. I deserve to be happy. My kids deserve to see their mom love the correct way.
Oh,
That's good.
that's good right there. You dropped some jewels right there. That's it. That is it.
And I don't need to say nothing. It's the end. This is the end of the ball game. Them Geminis are some good, patient, loving folks. If you just do them right, I mean,
they don't take a whole lot.
Everybody don't know how to accept the patient love.
I love it.
Therefore, I have not found the Boaz yet, and
I love it.
that's what I'm gonna say.
Because I haven't either. But that's okay. That's okay. He'll find me later on.
I'm about to say he'll find me later.
But you know the scary part, though, y'all. This is the scary part for me.
You got to pray and ask God. What I learned was I prayed and asked God what type of maid. I wanted the details of what I wanted.
But let me tell you something, Rika. Tyler Perry movie done put a dent in my dating.
I ain't watched it.
I gotta watch it.
Don't watch it.
Why?
Well, you got your date, but don't watch it.
I ain't gonna date no more or try to date. I don't want to now anyway. Forget it.
I say,
Michelle, you never know.
I say, when that mother walked up.
Don't tell me. I'm gonna watch it. Not in the nighttime. I might be scared. And I'm here by myself.
It will make you say, I said, listen, how is it? Who come up with this kind of stuff?
And it happens for real somewhere. I haven't even seen it yet.
Listen, nobody can't tell me that those acts wasn't real.
What's the name of it?
Black Beauty or Beauty in Black or something like that.
I watched one series, but I had stopped because it was doing too much, and the kids kept busting in the room with too much.
See, you know what I'm talking about. You know. But see, that thing is, you must be didn't get to the part that I got to.
Yes, I did with the man.
I'm
Rika,
not messing with y'all too.
My girlfriend thought that he was in there with the other girl, but he went in there with him a whole man.
All I'm gonna say is go watch it. And I was like, you know what?
Look at her
on Facebook. I said,
no more sense.
It done put a dent in my dating life. I'm so scared, y'all.
Yeah, see, because I don't know. He might not want her, want him. I don't got time for none of this. Just forget it. I'm done.
There's so many men out here that are undercover though.
And you want me to do what? Just don't even ask me my name. I don't know.
No.
I don't have a name.
How they say? Wait, leave me alone. Mm-hmm. Not leave me alone, but leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Yes.
So Miss Erica, you're not married either?
No, ma'am.
Oh.
No, ma'am. Never been. Been engaged a couple of times, but God didn't see fit for it to happen.
Well, okay? Lord, he should have seen us all fit when to stop me at the engagement. Throw it and tell us. Just throw it in. Dumb.
Rika, if you're mad, listen. Ladies, it's under the sound of my voice. If your man goes to the bathroom and he be gone too long.
What are you doing?
In there with a man.
You can't be that green. You just as green as that thing behind you.
Oh no. If you're in the men's bathroom too long, he in there with a man.
You said the men's bathroom. I thought you said the bathroom. I missed the men's bathroom. Oh.
It is the bathroom.
That's the bathroom.
Like at home. I thought y'all meant like at home.
You ever out to dinner.
Oh, I missed that.
And go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I gotta keep watching the rest. Now you got me going to turn my TV on when we get off of you.
You gotta go watch the movie. That's all I'm saying. And I'm telling you, watch it at your own risk. Cause
I'm trying to tell you, gonna be stuck. But I had to turn it off because it was too much.
Yeah, and see, that's my thing though, Rika. It's like you saw it, and my thing is, kids have access to it. Yeah. So again, it's not like it's on Netflix, so kids may be browsing. You know what I'm saying?
It's on Netflix. I thought it was only on Hulu.
On Netflix.
Oh.
Sean.
I put on my smart. Well, Morgan does have Netflix, but That girl ain't watching it. But the other kids, I don't have Netflix on their TV. They only got Disney Plus.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but the thing is, you have other kids that may, and I think now it's not. The kids can't make a decision for themselves. I feel like it's being thrown on them. You
Yeah.
understand? So, and that's the part. But graphic. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all gotta see the questions I ask my teenager. I be asking her everything. She said, "This." I know we be having the most uncomfortable conversations, but you got to have it.
But you
That's
have
right.
to. You
That's
have to,
right.
and that's good. That is good, Rika. That is so good because at the end of the day, not only will they have a sense of my mom really care. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
With not having a conversation, but just know that I can't put past nothing because y'all know us mamas, we be knowing just like our mamas knew, but we
Well,
tried to say,
listening,
okay,
I was
yeah,
hard headed. I was hard headed.
Me too, baby.
but
I
yeah.
wasn't.
Thought
So
I was grown.
right, but however,
I didn't say a whole. I'm sorry. Did I say?
My
gee,
mama kept telling me you gonna be full of babies.
Mm. But I'm gonna say this: I had one child for 7 years, and you know
I did too.
why
I said for a long time too.
you know why I said I would have another one.
Right.
There I go again, sad. Because he was sad. He had lost his mom. His mom died, and he was the only child. And I was like, I don't want my baby to feel like that if something happened to me, and she'd be all by herself. And then what happened? I went from 1 to 3 in 7 months
ooh,
because I had twins. I went from one child to 3 kids in 7 months. I had them at 7 months. I had 3 kids.
you play too much.
Good.
Look at your
Good night,
face.
y'all. Good night. 1 to 3 in 7 months.
He put twins in you. He won't play.
Bye.
Double trouble.
Love him to death, but my goodness, I could
Look
have
at
just
me,
stuck with the one.
Look at me. Like me, I had Morgan for years. Morgan in high school, my other kids in elementary school. I done start all well.
Ooh. Baby, listen, I
Yeah.
wouldn't know what to do.
I'm done, baby.
I would not know what to
Done. I'm done. I don't,
Only by God's grace
I
here.
don't want no more
do.
babies.
But
Them
y'all,
twins told me down. Told me down.
down, 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 down.
Yes.
But oh my God, y'all, we definitely have to have this conversation again with this domestic violence and suffering at the hands of others because we need to know what are the triggers. We didn't get into that. That's a couple of things that I wanted to ask. What are the triggers we look for? What are the red flags we look for? How can we? Because it also domestic violence, human trafficking fell up under that,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
You know, and what signs do we look for? Because it could be happening. We could be on a flight going somewhere and they could be trafficking a child. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
we just do not know. So we need to know, like, what are the red flags? You know, just shed light on suffering at the hands of others because there's several ways that we suffer at the hands of others, right? However, it's not being talked about as much. So hopefully we could come back here and revisit this again and let the people know a little bit more. And Rika, thank you for sharing your story. I know for me, when I first shared mine, it was a weight lifter. It felt like I was light after I shared it. You feel like
For the last since all this stuff going on for the last couple of weeks, I have felt because this was like the biggest part of my healing. Even when therapy, I didn't want to discuss it, but she would still come back to it because that's what I needed to heal from. But I do feel better that I'm releasing it.
yes.
I'm getting it off my chest because I have held it in for so long. I got tired of trying to look like I was this perfect person, but I was bleeding onto people and snapping and going off, and they wasn't understanding why, but because I was holding so much in, I got tired of faking happy.
See,
Yeah.
and that's what happens when we suppress things because we try to do everything else just to keep our mind off of that one thing, not knowing the minute you able to speak about it, you go to releasing that, you know. And it's not we don't even understand that it takes a toll on our bodies.
It does.
Yes.
Holding all of that stuff in. And the thing, here's my thing. This is the number one thing for me. We're carrying somebody else's baggage.
Yep.
We have to learn to give that back to them. So
Yeah.
it's not, thank you, Holy Spirit, y'all.
Are you preaching to me?
Mhm.
Listen, when we think we be forgiving the person for them, you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. Because Rika, I carried it 20 some years and I saw the guy at church, safe space, right? And when I confronted him, I walked away so light, Rika. Oh my God, I was so light. I really believe that's when Isaiah 40:31 took hold of me and I spread my wings and I felt light. And things just began to happen for me. All that time, I was carrying his baggage, but that day God allowed me to give it back to him. So when people say you forgive, you're supposed to forget. Not so. I don't know if that happened for anybody else, but that's not my case.
Yeah, because it's me. That's what I'm trying to. It's like God, He been working on me this week with that, with what you just speaking about. So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
I'm trying to walk in forgiveness, but how do you walk in forgiveness when somebody using your children as a pawn? How do I move forward from this? This the only part I'm not understanding.
You know why? And oh my God. See, why y'all making me get all these downloads right now? And I'm getting all these downloads on the hungry stomach.
Because it was meant for me for to get up here on this line.
It was. See, it had to happen. But listen, you're going to hallelujah, Jesus. When you forgive him, things gonna take a turn.
Yep.
It's gonna work. Oh, hallelujah, Jesus. It's gonna work for your good, Rika. Hear me what I say. He expects you to be nasty.
Yep.
He expects you to be bitter, but you're gonna be better.
Yep.
Because first of all, what I want you to do is go forgive you. Because you had no, I'm not gonna say you didn't invite that in. You thought you was just loving on a man. You understand that you carry, you shared kids with. You cannot, and oh God, come on, Father. The man is hurt himself. Oh, Jesus. He had nobody but you to spill it on. Because guess why? And don't hear me what I say. He saw that he can do it. That's just like a child. Anytime a child get in trouble and they get just a slap on the hand, what they gonna do? Continue to do it over and over and over again. But see, thank you, Holy Spirit, had not that abuse happened to you, you wouldn't even know how to be there for your daughter when she dealt with the bullying. Hallelujah, Jesus. So I need you to go forgive you first. When you begin to forgive yourself, you're going to forgive that man. You don't have to be, because I'm going to tell you something, Rika. When your number is called, you can't say what, I don't even know his name, but what Patrick did to you.
All right.
You're not going to say, what did you do, my
That's
good
right.
servant?
That's
He's
right.
not going to ask you what everybody else did to you.
That's right.
So do not allow him to block your blessings, because what I'm hearing in my spirit is you're blocking what God want to do with you and your husband.
You preaching.
Good God Almighty.
That's for the both of us here.
Let go.
You know, girl, she talking to the both.
Yeah, me too.
Free
I needed it. That's why I made me
yourself.
go on this live. Because I've been walking heavy all for the last 2 days. I've been in my house to myself.
Yeah.
You're not even supposed to be in isolation.
No, I
God
don't.
has blessed you with something, with a helpmate, a husband who understands your pain. How could you rob him of having a healthy wife?
Yeah.
It's right there for you. But in those two things, forgive yourself and your kid's father.
All right.
And watch how things go to turning.
I kept saying, I thought I forgave him. God said, no, you haven't, because you keep picking it back up.
Because what keep happening is every new thing reverting you back to the old thing.
Mm.
Come on, Jesus.
Mm.
See, that's what the enemy, he do that. He does. Listen, anytime we think we begin to heal in something, even if he don't bring it up with that same person, he bring it through another person to see if you really got rid of it.
He keep bringing.
Yes, you will.
This week he just been keep bringing them back to me. Keep bringing God. It was
See?
like God tested me. Keep bringing me back to me to see am I gonna spaz out, and I spaz every time.
See? The Bible tells us to be slow to speak and anger. Be slow to get angry.
Cause he used my children to pee me off. Cause you know that that's the only way he can get to me.
But see, you spoke that in the atmosphere just now. So the enemy know what area to attack you in. But we're going to rebuke that right now in the name of Jesus. Because first of all, our children is alone to us.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. And second of all, if they're a blessing to us. So you have to understand, you may not see the chastisement that he's getting, but he haven't escaped because God sees all and knows all, my sister.
She preached because that's how I'm feeling. Because yesterday I sat in my car and I cried and I said I was angry with God. I said, why does this keep happening to me? He been punishing me for the last 3 years because I left him. You told me I was obedient when you told me to leave him, but he just keep making my life a living hell. That's what I told God yesterday. I was angry. I sat in my car and cried for like 2-3 hours.
Jesus. See, and you know, I'm not going to tell you don't cry because have your moments. Have your moments. But the two biggest things is one, forgive yourself and forgive him.
Yeah.
That's it.
I gotta
And then you know why people do what they do to us? Because we react every time. They have the power over us. They know that we give them the power. We should never let people hold that much power over us.
But how about when you don't react?
They will stop.
How long is it gonna take?
It's not for you.
I need
to
the
say.
download to come.
It's not for you to say because it's in that. See what I just said in the beginning of the conversation. It's in the uncomfortable place when he's doing some of the best work. See, that's our thing. Why is it? Oh, thank you. Why is it that we could be patient with certain people, but we can't be patient with God?
You're right.
Hallelujah, Jesus.
Get me straight.
She preached. God said, "Be patient with me." I guess. That's all he keep telling me. Be patient with me.
And all that keeps playing is in my mind is be patient with me because God is not through with me yet. And that's been all the last couple of days. But my God,
y'all make me break out in a sweat up in here.
Okay,
but
I'm sorry.
This is kind of talk because at the end of the day, we don't even understand the God that we serve. We say we do.
Yeah.
We say we do because Jesus, hold on. God says you said that the man is pimping the kids, but you pimping God because you won't give him your all, and you know what he's capable of.
You gonna chin check me? What the fan for over here?
Y'all better not play.
I mean,
she only
I said what? Because that's real.
Nothing about this week, but that's why he keep coming at me because I keep reacting.
That's right.
He's telling me be quiet.
That's
Stop.
it.
And I keep going. He tried me yesterday. Tried me and I called him and get snapped on him again. So every testing I've been failing them. This is second attempt.
See, the thing is, you going off to the wrong person. You can go to God and tell God how you feel. That's your daddy. But see, when you go to God and you tell him how you feel, you're gonna get results.
Yeah.
But you go to that man and you give him a piece of your mind, you're gonna get what? Action. And what I mean by that, the action is he gonna give you. I'm gonna just hit him where it really hurt because I already know that if I do it through the kids, it's hurting them.
Yep.
If I go to God and I tell God, see, that's my thing. We tell God about our problems, but we tell God about our problems, but we don't tell our problems about God.
Yeah.
You see, we'll go to God and be in a panic. But God says, I already done showed you, daughter, what to do.
All right.
I done told you what to do. But you want me to give you all the details to what to do. Now, I probably done gave you the download in bits and pieces just to see if you'll catch on.
Yeah.
But if you're so cluttered with, oh, I'm just bitter because this man doing this to my children, I can't think straight because you attack. We already know our mama bears.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we
Attack
going
mode.
in at our children.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be in jail.
See,
I
the
snapped.
devil is a liar. Y'all done got me hot over here. Look, my hair sticking to me and everything. Lord,
What?
that's nobody but God. I'm telling y'all, it had to happen. Look how it, Rika, you both came on here earlier. The guests didn't show up. However, the conversation had to happen.
Yeah.
It had to happen. And this is what I'm showing. When God places people in your life, we don't never know why.
Yeah.
So this is why we can't mishandle the people that He loaned us.
Oh, I just said
From
that.
the
Handle with
root
care.
to the tutor. We cannot. And here's the thing: is when we try, even say we have, all of us gonna have a bad day. It's just gonna happen. We're all gonna agree to disagree. However, it's when you could become and have the hard conversations. Have the hard conversations, but it's the way you do things. You know how they say it's not what you say, it's how you
How
say
you
it.
say it? Yep.
You see, that's the thing. That's why we have to really be Oh, Jesus. We have to really be patient with one another.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you what hurt you, Rico Ashani, but I can tell you what hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
We have to stop trying to think for people. People are not going to do what we would do in any situation. Some may, majority may not.
Mm-hmm.
But this is why God made us all fearfully and wonderfully made and unique. All of us is unique in our own ways. But when He go to connecting the dots, and when I mean connecting the dots, when He go to connecting the people. And I'm saying this with us women because we have a serious problem when it comes to each other. A serious problem.
We do.
Yeah.
We gatekeepers. We hateful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about malicious.
Mm-hmm.
You let somebody do something that you think, I didn't say no, you think that's wrong to you.
Mm-hmm.
Watch their actions.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's real.
We got to do better.
Yep.
We have to do better. The Bible tells us when you have an alt, you go to the person, not to everybody else. That person. But if y'all can't reconcile, that's when you take somebody else into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oof, this was good, Miss Erica.
Look, y'all, it's 7:28. We need to be finding out who our next president is. Jesus is my president.
Come on. Come on.
I'm going to sleep after we're doing this election mess. I'll shine out in the
Then I'm
morning.
going to
Me
eat
too.
it's so cold here.
I'm already intense about life already.
Right, that part.
I just said at this point it's in God's hand.
It is. But the thing is, we have to stop existing and start living.
Yeah.
We have to. It's a must that we do that because at the end of the day, time is not waiting on us. You can't get it back.
Ooh, you owe me a soda. You owe me a soda.
And we just have to really keep putting our best foot forward. Like if I see anybody in my circle, like I said, that I may be on a 2. I may need some of your 10, Rika or Shani. You understand? And we should be able to do that for one another because again, we're not going to have great days, you know. But just know, get connected with some praying folks. P-R-A-Y.
It's like God been
P-R-E-Y.
connecting me. It's like God been connecting me to people that I don't know. Like everybody, like I didn't know Miss Shani. Like I always He connect me to, because I asked Him to connect me with people with pure hearts.
Yeah.
Because I've been mistreated a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't trust people. But you know, I probably told Miss Shantae things I ain't even told people in my family.
Wow. And see that and think of, I'm glad that you said that. Because you're thinking about our children. I know I heard someone say, my child tell me everything.
No, they don't. I ain't tell my mom everything. She just figured out I was a domestic violence relationship.
Right.
You
She
see what I'm saying?
for
So
10
then,
years.
and that's what I'm saying is when you find yourself a safe place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we wonder why. And I heard the both of you say it, and I used to say it too, like, God, why do I go through so much? And a lot of times people would say it's the common denominator. And I beg to differ because guess what? When you have a healing spirit, you attract sick people.
Yes. Yes.
And when I say sick people, I mean hurting people.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's not, and then too, again, and I had this conversation with several people. We need to know what is our assignment and what is our attachment. We shouldn't be touching people that we should be assigned to.
Yeah.
When I asked God why I was going through so much, He told me that's after I had got in that real bad accident. I thought I was gone from here.
Oh, wow.
I asked God why did I go through so much, and He said, "Why not you? This ain't about you. This about my glory.
Mm.
Cause you're bold enough to speak to the people."
Mhm.
See? And that's why the enemy is trying to keep your mouth closed. Oh, God. See, he too much, y'all. That's why he's trying to keep your mouth closed. That's
Yep,
it right
yep. And that's
there.
when He know. Like I told you, that's why He know that only thing could shake me was at the moment was my girls.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's all right, because I'm going to war for you tonight, baby. I'm going to war. Soon as I have my dinner, I'm taking this shower. I'm sitting in my war room as we speak. I think that's why so many downloads are coming. But just know again, like you're on to both of you. You're on to something, and this is why the enemy is hitting you left and right. But the thing about it is, you just have to be able to speak to that thing and denounce those things that's coming towards you and being, said to you. And everything don't deserve a response.
Yeah.
Everything don't deserve a reaction because
Yeah.
a lot of times people are doing things to get a reaction out of you to say, I told you so. And that's power we're giving to people to hold over us. I love you both.
Yeah. Love
Uh,
you.
and just know
Y'all
that
too.
God is definitely doing a thing in this season. Don't give up. Keep putting your best foot forward. You are needed more than you know, and you are valued more than you know. And your value do not lay in the hands of other people. Value yourself, your worth, guys. Ladies, even if you got to get in the mirror, I love you, girl. Just
I do that. That's how He said this is my
don't
first
let that say
operation.
that to you. But I
Bye.
love you, girl. Just start speaking to yourself and, speak life because
Mhm.
we don't even understand like the very conversations that we're having with people. The enemy is what listening. A lot of times when I pray, y'all, I tell you, I'm writing my prayers out.
Let me tell
Yes,
my
I
journal.
pray out loud too, but the enemy he can't read.
Mm-mm.
He
Mhm.
don't know what to attack. He can't think. You see, but he don't know what to attack when you're doing that. It's a lot of times when we're in conversation, and even if one of you ladies say, "Oh, my head is killing me," I'm gonna tell you, no, your head is not killing you. Your head may be hurting you.
Mhm.
The tongue is very, very powerful, very powerful. And in this season that we're walking in now, we just have to be very, very careful of what's coming out.
Mhm.
Because I'm gonna tell you this, we may think it's falling on us, it's falling on our seeds,
Yeah.
seeds.
Mm-hmm.
So again, thank you both for coming on tonight, giving me your time, your whole hour and 34 minutes. But I don't want to leave without giving you both the floor. I'm gonna put you each on the screen by yourself and just offer some words of encouragement to someone that may be under the sound of your voice. I'll start with you first, Shani.
If you are in need of help, please don't hesitate to reach out for help. Don't sit in it and feel like you have to be alone because you don't have to be alone. Everyone has a story, but it's what you do with your story. Just please, if you need the help, reach out. If you're in a domestic violence situation, please text the number 88788 or call the phone number, national number 1-800-799-7233, or find a local shelter, the domestic violence shelter, and please seek help. You're not alone and you don't have to walk through this alone.
If you're dealing with domestic violence, don't keep it in your. It's nothing you did wrong. Don't beat yourself up about it. You are loved. God sees you. God loves you. Reach out for help. Love you. Put you first. It's not like I said. It's not nothing you're doing wrong. Stay encouraged and get help.
Wow. And all three, I mean, all of us can say the same thing. Get help. Get yourself around some people that, even if like they both said, if you're going through it, know somebody who's going through it, you definitely have the hotline, but get a safe place. You need a safe place to go to, someone that you can entrust and talk to and open up to, and that can get you the help that you do not know how to get. Because if you just that afraid, again, it took you 20 something years, Shani. I don't know how long you went through it, Rika, but just know that you have people out there that even if you can't help yourself, there's somebody out there that can help you. You have to help them help you at the end of the day. Again, guys, domestic violence, suffering at the hands of another is not okay, male or female. We love you guys here at It Had to Happen. Let's go out and send some virtual hugs. Oh my gosh. And some virtual love. Tomorrow, guys, we'll be. Oh, there go my heart. Tomorrow, we'll be talking on the topic of love. Spread the love. We don't have much of that going around right now. However, everybody is in need of it. So meet me back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. for Wild Wednesday. Women of Work with Dr. B. We'll love to have you guys. Love, love, love you all. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.